playing RuneScape Dragonwilds, and we are on episode 9 of our daily XP grind. So let's get started, shall we? But before we even jump into any of that, I wanted to say that I did just buy a new mic, so the quality of our content will go up drastically as there will be no more popping sounds and ultimately it's just going to be a more enjoyable experience while we're playing the game for us and for you guys as well, as we won't have to sort of mess around with the audio as much, because that is something that we're constantly conscious of, and we want to let you guys know that it's definitely a priority of ours to make sure that we're providing quality content for you guys that is enjoyable. So that's definitely something that we've been focusing on, and so that's on the way. It should be here tomorrow, and hopefully that might even come sooner. I'm not quite sure. So that's something to just sort of be on the lookout for, and we're done talking about that. So let's jump to the next topic, and that is going to be skilling as always. So I have been playing a little bit today prior to this, and I've got some planks. So obviously we're going to have to walk a little bit slower right now, about 722, and we're going to go drop these inside the kilns. There's not much of an XP update right now because we just started, but we did level up magic again. We're level 31 out of 50 currently, so we have been working on that a little bit. So let's go ahead and get these things started and start producing some more charcoal. Other new things that are going on is we've built ourselves a storage warehouse. We had this idea the other day at work, and it sort of came to our mind, and it was like, we've got the Zazima's 99-cent store, and eventually we are going to be destroying that. One, we're going to get a lot of lumber out of it, which we can use to skill, but the other reason I want to destroy it, I mean, I don't really, right? I've sort of got a connection to it in some sort of way, but at the same time, um, I mean, it's just not practical. I feel like one, there's a lot of lumber there, and then two, I feel like I could potentially be doing something else in its area, so I can build something there, and it's sort of just doing nothing. But this is our storage area. It's going to be our warehouse, so I don't want to put a whole bunch in here just yet because I'm not sure of the layout, how I want it to go. But for now, we will put this charcoal here. Um, I guess we'll put these bones in here. So I was able to find a couple of items that do stack to 999, which is arrows, which is super beneficial, especially with range coming to the game on September 9th. So I think there they go, 999. And it used to quite irritate me how you could only hold 50 at a time, as it's just you're out there and you want to be able to have more. So coarse animal fur. Um, I've got some plans for today, and those are going to include a couple different things. But I want to sort of grab a little bit of water because now that you can hold so much water, it's going to take up a lot of weight in your inventory. So I don't want to put a lot in there. So let's get started. Just trying to get a couple things out of my inventory, and then we can go ahead and get on the road with this. We are going to have to build a regular crafting table here, so I think we're actually going to have to grab some of those logs, as we're going to need that for what we're working on. So let's go ahead and put it right here. I think that's a pretty good spot. And what we're going to be focusing on, there was an item in here that I wanted to build. Um, see if I can remember. I think it was this. I don't want to use a lot of my bones, as I feel like it's going to be important for prayer, sacrificing them. But we do have a lot of leather, and I feel like this could be something good for XP. So we're just going to do a little test really quick and see where did I put that at. So let's take a look. Um, my brain, just why does it do this? It doesn't always function correctly. But anyways, so that's that, and then we need the bones. I think I left them in one of these. I could have swore that, oh, they're already in my inventory. That's how bad I am right now. So anyway, that just gave us quite a bit of XP, and it's this guy. So we're going to need a lot of leather, and I believe it was in one of these that we were putting it. That's right, we put it in our storage facility. So let's go ahead, and actually this is crazy. Look at all this wool cloth, and that's not even all of it. We've got tons back at the base that we really need to grab. So let's go ahead and grab an artisan potion before we even do this, because we don't want to waste XP. We don't even need it in our inventory, we'll just pop it. So let's go here, and I'm not sure the XP we're going to get, so let's just check. 46. So, I mean, we could sit here and make a ton of these, but at the same time, I don't think 46 XP is really worth it. So I think we're going to put this back here, and then drop all this in here, because honestly, that's not really a good deal. I feel like I'm going to be giving up all my animal bones and getting that little bit, so it's really not worth it. So obviously we've got to keep skilling. We've got our planks over there, and actually we've got a lot more planks. So let's go ahead and drop these logs off, and we will head over and grab more planks. So we definitely spent quite a bit of time gathering logs earlier, and our goal is to, oh, we already had a crafting table in here anyways. um our goal is to ultimately, there's caveats out there. Our goal is to ultimately so sorry, our goal is to basically create a ton of charcoal and get a ton of XP. And that's why we spent so much time woodcutting earlier, so you guys didn't really have to watch that, as it is skilling, yes, but I sort of felt like it's not, it's tough to sit here for 30 minutes and just woodcut, and that's not a lot for you guys. So I want to make sure that when I'm playing a game, I'm sort of giving you enjoyable content that we can sort of touch base on a lot of different things, and that's very similar in the way that it's just the same thing over and over. So I want to create a little bit of variety while at the same time working towards road to max. So as you can see here, we are going to have a mass amount of charcoal, which we already do, but look at all this XP. So if you're wondering how to get it, your level up in Artisan, you're looking at it right now. But let's go ahead and see what's in our inventory. Nothing apparently. Oh my gosh, these kebits, they literally just started a war with me. That's hilarious. So let's go ahead and pop these in here and go back out. Let's go. What we're gonna do? I think we're gonna go kill more sheep and ram, and I know that we sort of do that a lot, but at the same time, they give us a lot of resources, so that way we can make more materials. We've got to find something that we can make with those materials to give us XP, because currently it's really not that great. But oh man, that sheep got away. It's unacceptable. So we got him. He's done. Okay. So basically, I'm very happy that magic's here now, so I don't have to shoot arrows and get nothing for it. Um, I'm stuck here. I'm not quite sure what happened. It could be the keyboard died, so it'll just be 1 second here. We've got to plug that in. That's the interesting thing, is I really like wireless equipment, but then sometimes it can fail you. I mean, what if I was in a battle right now with a Garu, um, and I got annihilated because of it? So there we go, instantly plugged in, and we're back. So we're going to keep killing some more of these. I wish there was more you could do with the resources, to be quite honest, because it's very limited. You make the gear you've got, and then you're pretty much done. And I mean, I like hoarding resources. Look at all those sheep. They look so amazing. But yes, we're going to keep killing these sheep and collecting all the resources they have for us. Wish there was a little bit more monster variety. That's okay too. They'll slowly add things to the game. We're still really early stages, and we just leveled up in Magic again, so that's quite nice. I'm very interested to see the jump in XP, because we're at like 6,000 right now, and 50,000 was pretty much the going rate for level 50. So I'm not quite sure if that's going to stay true for this or not, but sandstone, I really do not like picking that stuff up. And the reason for that is because I don't know if you've seen a video of mine long, long ago, but I sort of built a house out of nothing but barrels. Oh my, we don't want to fight this guy. We got to run. That was bad timing. Maybe we can get this guy and still manage to do everything else we want to do because we're being unrealistic right now. I think we're going to be okay. I just need to get in this portal and get out of here. So I think where we need to go next is here and sort of see if any sheep and ram have spawned. They're across the way. It's pretty far. I guess we'll go get them. But I got sort of spoiled. You know, once you have all these lodestones, it makes it a little bit harder for you to want to sort of run everywhere. And as I stated before, in one of my previous videos, when I originally started playing this game, I was under the impression you could only have 3 lodestones. So you can imagine, at the rates of XP that I have, how much more I could have had if I had known that you could have more. I guess we'll get this essence really quick. I mean, we're right here. But yeah, so I wish I would have known that, but it's okay as I know now. And that's so weird. We've got all this essence, and we've got our Garu Archer on our tail right now. But I just sort of want to get this. Oh my goodness, I take so much damage because I've got these legs on that sort of reduce weight. So that's a little unfortunate. But we're gonna get out. Oh my goodness, where did he even shoot me from? It seems like he's all the way across the map, but that's okay. So let's go kill some more, and then I guess we could drop all this inside the crafting stations, and then we might woodcut for a little bit as we're leveling up magic actually really fast. So I'm quite happy about that, and it's also nice because we're collecting all these resources. So I want to build another room in that area that I've sort of been doing everything, and that will basically be where I primarily going to sacrifice bones. After reading, excuse me, after reading a little bit more into the mode map, I noticed that they said that there will be, I believe it said, buildable plots for farming. So I know that I think I showed you guys my farm in one of my other videos, but now it's been, I'm trying to see if those are sheep way over there. They are. So they're going to be buildable plots, but it doesn't mean I can't make myself a really cool little area where all that goes. So I think we're going to be spending some time at some point trying to create a really cool farm area. So probably in my own little personal farm to have all those little farming plots. So I think that would be quite fun to mess around with and sort of play with. That's such a cool little what is it, like, graphical effect. I like that a lot when I open up my personal chest. So we got tons of sheep here we're gonna kill, and let's go ahead and go over here. I was actually thinking that they were going to surprise us in the Magic update and sort of give us something that they hadn't stated, just because I sort of felt like, I mean, hard mode's cool for those who want to basically start over and have a different kind of experience. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I sort of wish they would have maybe focused less on that and sort of focused on bringing us new content. I think that would have been quite cool. I wonder if I get XP for knocking these out of the sky. If I would be able to see if I could actually get off this, but I'm too busy loading in my Golden Gate Bridge and everything else that I've decided to build. So let's go ahead and see. If I knock this down, no magic XP. That's okay though, it doesn't really matter. I was just curious about it. So let's go ahead and grab this since we've already shot it down. And then there's my Roman Colosseum way out there. It's so large, it's actually massive from even this distance. So anyways, let's go ahead and go back to base. But yes, the graphics have changed and everything's like a little bit more vibrant and detailed, and I really like that a lot too. So let's go here. Go ahead and eat and drink really quick. So we're back. We should have a lot of charcoal as well that should have been made. We got any food we can drop in here? No, it's all. No, we do. So we can drop that in. We got some raw game meat, and we're gonna put this in there. But it looks like we don't have enough to do that. So we only got, what is this, 20 fleece, but I believe there's more inside my personal chest. Let's go ahead and empty that out, just for the purpose that in case I'm out skilling or something, and I want to have that room. So let's go ahead. And actually, we've got quite a bit of fleece, so we've got a little bit of animal hide. Um, so let's go ahead and drop in the food, drop in the fleece and stuff. Uh, Maybe even the flax as well. I want to keep a little bit of flax because it's actually important when you're doing recipes. Looks like all those need more charcoal as well. And we've got company at the door, so we got to kill him really quick. But that's okay. We're about to level magic again already. So killing those sheep actually give us quite a bit of XP, which is quite nice. So we probably should have put our fleece in really quick because now we're dealing with a new problem entirely. Our inventory is full. So let's go over here and drop in our fleece, which will free up a lot of room in our inventory as it's quite heavy. So let's go this way, come back up here. I want to grab some charcoal, so that way I can fill up pretty much almost all those cooking fires, so we don't have to have this problem again, because it seems to happen when you cook as much and you do as much as I do. It's just going to be a problem constantly. So it's expected, and now we've got a lot of resources to sort of put in there to avoid this. So drop this in, but we don't even have enough of that. Now we do to make one beautiful steak. So let's drop this in here. We can make 33 of that one. See, it's just all these would have kept going. It's just they sort of ran out of fuel. So anyway, that's done. Let's go ahead and pop all these in here. Drop this here. We might be able to eat that. Why not? Put this one water in there. Take a couple more just in case. Put these two here. And I think these we're going to drop in here. Make sure I've got an artisan potion popped, as I don't want to lose all this extra XP. And then we've got to start finding other stuff at our base that we want to craft. That's going to be our next project. So we've got these in here. We're going to drop those. Going to drop these in here. And then we're going to go back to the charcoal and see how much XP we get. I'm not sure how far down to the floor I'm able to reach, because obviously it goes kind of far down. So I'm hoping I'm dropping all the stuff that falls through. But you've seen there, I just got like almost 8,000 XP, and then we run through again, and we've almost got another 8,000. So this is a great way to get artisan XP if you don't want to go get clay. But clay is also great too, but the only thing is it obviously takes time to respawn. But I mean, trees are pretty much endless, and then you sort of have to put them in the sawmill, so that way you get double. You're going to get the planks, which they're going to give you 2 for 1, and that's essentially going to give you that great amount of XP. And it's really not that bad. You find something else to do in the game while you're find something else to do in the game while your sawmills are doing that, or take a nap, and when you wake up, you'll be all set to go. So I'm going to drop this here, and then I'm going to go here, and we definitely want to make some more arrows, as that was actually quite good XP as well. So we'll be going back to that eventually, but I'm not sure if we're quite geared up for that right now. So I'll take a look at that really quick, and maybe we'll make some arrows. The thing is everything just sort of goes to artisan XP. So that's kind of unfortunate. What do we need here? Soft, small animal fang. I'm not sure how many of those we have there with us here. So let's just take a look. We got 90, so that's quite good. And then we've got, it looks like that's all we've got. 90. We got 16. We got 5. So I guess we can make a little bit of those. We've got the wood, we've got the feathers. So let's go ahead and grab out these feathers. And we've got more feathers in here. So we'll pop all those out. And then we will come over here. And this is actually going to be even better now because they stack so high. It's not going to take up as much space in our inventory. So let's see. 2300 XP. So it's actually quite good. In that time, it wasn't as much because we ran out of ash logs. But basically, there you go. We just essentially got, what is it, like 2,508 arrows. Um, so that was quite nice. So there's lots of ways to get XP, but like I stated, it's really just artisan XP that seems to be this extremely fast, except mining, but then there's a lot more running around involved in that. But I suppose artisan does require a lot of running around. I've just sort of already done that part, so now I can sort of reap the benefits. Um, we went to sleep, so now all of our chocolate should be done, and anything else we had sort of going at our stations. So that means when we go back, we should be able to pick it up. But I do want to start tearing this apart, but I think it's going to be a little bit difficult because obviously we've got to be careful how we do that, as our things are going to start to fall to the floor. But we've got lots of food. We want all these chests too. That's another thing. I want to get all these chests inside of our storage room. So like both these could technically be destroyed. We'll go ahead and take this. I don't really like destroying this, as I stated before. I feel like it's kind of sad, but at the same time, lots of resources here that we can use to do other stuff within the game. It's not letting me delete that. I don't know why. It's quite weird. I keep on clicking on it and nothing's happening. Weird. Okay, so I accidentally destroyed that chest. That was really, really bad. And what are they? They're all my herbs. But we're obviously going to come back and pick them up. We're not going to just leave them here. So we're destroying our roof. The only problem... Oh no, we'll be okay. That won't affect anything. So I'm interested to see why it didn't just automatically pick up all this stuff, as there was plenty of room in my inventory. So I'm not sure why that happened. It's probably because I destroyed a chest. I like the animation for them too. That's pretty neat. But ultimately, I know we're not quite skilling right now, but what I'm also trying to do is get more resources so I can make more planks. So just in case you were wondering what was going on. Um, so we're going to take all this back here and we're going to run into our ash plank room or our sawmills. And if you didn't already know, you can actually put one of these lumber storages by these and it catches all your planks as they come off. So I think that's extremely important and I highly recommend it. So let's see. We can build a chest in here so we can hold more junk. As you can see, we're still unorganized. I don't think it matters how much time goes on. We simply have a problem. So no matter what we do, we're clearly just completely a mess. So let's go back in here. We just got a little bit of construction XP. I mean, I almost didn't even want to stay it because it's so ridiculous that it wasn't even basically almost not worth mentioning. So we've got all these chests. I really want to fill these up to the ceiling with different things. So all this stuff's just going to take time. That's not even, but I guess you can only tell when you look at it from this way, but I'm not okay with that, so I've got to fix it. It's going to really bother me. So try to get closer. Oh my gosh. I basically put it right back in the same spot. So ridiculous. I guess there's a gap, and that's bothering me too. Oh my gosh. Now I notice there's another gap. Okay, we're not going to do this right now. We're supposed to be skilling. So let's not let all the different things that are wrong stop us from achieving what we want. So let's all pop all this in here and then I guess eat some of this food so we don't have to eat the food in our inventory. Take a drink of water and then I guess we're gonna take a sip of oxygen potion. We'll leave the food. That's crazy, 6,785 XP from that little bit right there. Go ahead and pop these in here. Run up here and let's grab all the charcoal that we didn't grab prior. So quite a bit of XP, even though it's not as much as last time. 7,567. So filling up on charcoal quite fast. Um, I guess we're gonna go woodcut for a little bit. And then every time I see flax, I want to pick it. It's like a bad habit. It's a problem for someone like me because I'm such a hoarder. So it really bothers me when I have to leave stuff. And now he's bothering me. I've got to kill him too. Um, I think it actually creates problems for you if you play, if you play this style where you sort of have to pick up everything off the ground. There's two more flags. But essentially, you are sort of getting this sort of habit then where now you can't leave things on the ground and you want everything and all things and you got to make chests for them. And the next thing you know, you essentially, I mean, just are a massive hoarder, so it's not the great thing. You see those two goblins over there. We gotta go get them. But I'm trying to focus because clearly I have a very difficult time. Here we go. So we're gonna kill them. I want that flax. But all in all, we're still working towards our goal. So it's fine. But it just takes longer because we're so distracted. So I do wish you got magic XP when you use these abilities here. I think that would actually be really nice, but unfortunately it's not the case. So let's go ahead and just keep on woodcutting. And then we're going to do probably an XP update here in a little bit. I mean, I know we didn't do a ton, but then again, some people don't watch every episode, so I feel like it's important to share that information. Um, I guess I don't share it right off the bat. Oh, look at that. They changed the cannot consume. It seems like a little brighter. But I guess it's worth noting that I don't share it right off the bat because I guess in my head I suppose you watched the previous video, so then I wouldn't really need to address where we're at. But I feel like some people actually I think just like to know where I'm at. Just maybe in relation to where they're at in the game, if they're sort of doing something similar to what I'm doing, where they're trying to sort of set themselves up to level up once the skill cap increases. And then some people just like to compete. So competition can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. I guess it really just depends on how far you take it and what it's doing to you and sort of the way that you prioritize it in your life. And then potentially how can it affect you in a positive or negative way. So I definitely think it can be a positive thing, but it can also be negative. But yeah, that's why I think it's important that maybe I should address my XP more in the beginning, just so people can get that information right out the way. But then I think there's certain people who are new to the game and they can learn a lot from different things I'm doing. So we are just woodcutting, and ultimately there's lots of different things you can do when you're woodcutting to sort of make it better XP because you've got your abilities and they're sometimes on cooldown. So I definitely think it's important to use them when you can. So that's very important. And I know some of them only unlock after a certain period of time, but we try to use them when they're there. Sometimes we're just sort of lazy with it and we just use them whenever. I don't know, but we got 191 logs. It's actually nice because the new update sort of made the weight difference. So now when you go to use, um, when you go to collect logs, you can actually hold quite a bit more. I think it's like 321 logs you can carry as long as you don't have too much food and water in your inventory taking up space. Then you can actually hold quite a bit of wood now, where I think before it was like 220. It wasn't a crazy amount that you could hold. So there's also the interesting fact of I'm not sure how much they changed other items. So I'm noticing certain things now, but then at the same time, I wasn't necessarily paying attention as much about like how much water actually took up as far as inventory space. So now I'm actually like dissecting those things a little bit more, but I wasn't necessarily paying enough attention before to say like that's the difference. And so it's interesting, honestly, because I'm not quite sure, in fact, of how big of a difference. But just look at that bridge. It's crazy. It's like the graphics that they've increased are actually so cool. And since they were able to do it once with, I guess it's Unreal Engine 5, right? I know they'll probably be able to do it again at some point. And then I haven't even seen the dragon. Potentially there was some graphical updates to Velgar. That would be really cool, but I'm not quite sure. And then we ended up over here. So I actually didn't get much sleep today. I got woken up a lot, and that was kind of unfortunate. But at the same time, it's allowed me to sort of play the game a little bit more, I suppose, with no sleep. So it's sort of a win, lose, I guess. I'm not sure, but it's okay though because I'm off, so it's not the end of the world. But really excited about the range update. I know it's still really far away, and Magic pretty much just came out really recently, but all updates are going to be good for the game. So let's go ahead and drop these in the sawmills, so that way we can have more planks to make more charcoal. Obviously that's probably not going to happen in this video, but I still need to get it done. But look at all that ash logs. Oh, crazy. But actually also the graphic update I think sort of changed the way the sawmills work a little bit too. You can see a little bit more definition in the wood, and the way those little things spin in the front, I'm not sure if they were quite like that before. So let's go ahead and put all this stuff away, and then we're probably going to drop our wool into the crafting stations, and then and we've got quite a bit of it, so that's going to be good for XP. I am going to pop my artisan potion again, as I want to make sure that while I'm running alongside the stations, any XP that does sort of come available, I can utilize that and make sure I'm getting the benefit from it. Bring this. I hate using my coarse thread for XP, because I feel like it's actually something you can use for quite a bit of things in the game, whether it's gear, whether it's mannequins, just lots of different things. So we're going to put all these in here, and then we're probably going to go back to our base really quick. We're going to sort of grab a couple more things while these all do this, so that way we're still getting XP, and then we're going to come back, and then we're probably going to do an XP update and then call it, as I feel like that should be a decent amount of time to sort of have everything do what it needs to do. Are those all cooked? They are. That's a cooked chest. So let's go back here. Go ahead and take a little rest really quick off the bed. Okay, and then there's so much in here. Let's see. I don't really like to use my oak logs to make blanks. And the reason for that is because oak logs take a little bit more time to gather, and if I want to do a project that's going to need to be higher, then I'm not going to want to use those for that, because I mean, I'm going to want to use the oak logs for that, so I don't like to waste them on like things that you really don't need to waste them on. I actually need to bring that anvil to the beginner area where I've got all that going on. Did I just break something with it in it? I hope not. So it's almost kind of sad to break all this. I don't know why it's not letting me destroy these. I wonder if it has to do with the new update where it sort of has health, and but that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. These are sort of just stuck in the air. It's not letting me do it, so not quite sure what's going on with that. But we're gonna have a lot of wood on the ground. Um, we could destroy these. We could destroy this wall here. So I want to be careful exactly what I'm clicking on, but we've got a lot of work to do here, and I thought, well, I've got a little bit more logs than that, but I think they're down here. So now that we're done with that, we can start working on the front here a little bit. I think I just have to push harder on the mouse to get these to delete. I'm noticing sort of weird, but I want to make sure I don't destroy too much here, and then all of my chests start to break. That would be very unfortunate. So now that we've done that, I think we're going to go back and put some more logs inside the sawmills. That should... I just wish you got XP from doing the sawmills, because it's kind of messed up. I feel like it's definitely construction XP, but obviously I don't make the guidelines when it comes to that, so pop these in here, drop these in here, and then put these here, and then these here. So this is just so next time on the next episode we're going to have a lot of planks, so that way we can get XP and sort of setting ourselves up. But we've got all this wool in here sort of getting ready to be picked up, and I think there should have been more food. Wow, 65 steak on the ground. It didn't look like it, but I guess it was all right there. So we just got 680 cooking XP, and we'll put this stuff in here, and then I think it's pretty much going to be time to discuss our XP update. So we will pick this up and then actually do that, but that's going to take a couple seconds. So I suppose we already have our artisan potion active, so we may as well just pick it up. I don't think it's going to be a huge deal. Make sure we run over here, but 4,738 XP, and we've got a deer in here, but he already got away. So we're going to bring these over here to our storage warehouse, and then we're going to go over our XP update, and then that's going to be it for this episode. So once again, we always talk about this, but we appreciate you guys watching our content, and we're going to keep doing this every single day. So we definitely appreciate you guys, and we love this game, and I know that a lot of you guys do too. So if you've made it this far in the video, which I'm not sure how many people really are going to, anyways, time for our XP update. So we've got 248,000 attack XP. We've got 727,000 woodcutting XP, construction 1,062,000, rune crafting 331,000, magic 7,254. We got mining sitting at 3.8 million, so we finally broke that threshold. We were stuck at 3.7 for quite a while. Artisan 2.5 million, almost 2.6, and cooking 91,000. So you can definitely see here now that since I don't really build as much as I used to, we're making a lot of progress towards leveling in skills and on our progress to road to max. So until next time, guys, Legion Looter out.